Here you have written, and the diesel grenadiers overran the last stronghold of the Hellfire Order, defeating Eldris and the Storm, and ending the Third Magotech War.
There's a strong flow of steam blocking the way. Maybe this inconspicuous red valve can fix the issue. One might be deceived by the apparent weightlessness of this platform, which suggests mobility. But closer scrutiny reveals that it is in fact a section of an airship's deck, fashioned from fortified steel, a load that even the giants could not budge.
Without their commander or magical powers, those who remained had no choice but to surrender. That is how tech... vanished beyond an impenetrable barrier. Now everyone may enjoy a just and untroubled road, free from magical rulers and their spells.
vehicle's brakes are completely seized. Otherwise, it would have rolled on and crashed long ago. The ignition key is conspicuously absent. You must either search for the key or attempt to resolve the brake problem.
transforming into hideous, decaying iron statues of themselves. The war didn't take place on our soil, but the aftermath reached us nonetheless. Previously unseen magical creatures began harrying our village time and again. The nearest technologist outpost, the fire shrapnel, extorted taxes from us in exchange for protection, but did nothing to actually protect us. What an elaborate account. But tell me, why are you not content with existing literature on this subject? Curious. But let us move on. Many of these entries are needlessly provocative. For example, every day I witness yet another family selling everything they own to move to this incredible new world. The newspapers never stop shouting about it. Apparently, technological progress is booming, and daily drudgery is being steadily replaced by automation. They claim the people are overjoyed, but why do we never hear a word from them? I cannot shake the feeling that the world is falling apart on all sides and the powerful care not in the slightest, while we must smile and pretend to be happy. Audacious. Do you realize that this passage by itself justifies a quite harsh sentence? That was just the first entry. Every page is rife with distressing theories and questions. Do you not agree that notions such as these pose a real threat to the world? I see. You do realize everything that happened is entirely due to your ignorance and arrogance. Everyone who trusted you, believed in you, and every event that led us to this point. You don't even grasp the magnitude of your responsibility, do you? Each one of these notes perfectly illustrates your insistence on meddling in matters which do not concern you. Let's read another one, shall we? Right here. Something weird is happening over there. I can feel it. Everyone's talking about folks going missing, and what of that deranged dwarf who was shouting about experiments? Even if a word of it is true, I shudder to think what's become of those people, of my people. Exploiting the common folks' superstition to undermine technological progress. What's next? Tales of impossible monsters and phenomena that challenge those laws of reality we worked so hard to establish. Utter nonsense. But however distasteful I find this, we must proceed. Here is some of the reasoning, if such a word even applies, behind your conclusions. Interesting. The human mind functions in curious ways. If a problem doesn't directly affect us, we tend to think ourselves immune. But as I see the Iron Plague continue to spread all around me, it feels like a noose tightening around my neck. Helen, my first love, died a few weeks ago. I don't know what to make of that. Her parents will not visit her grave. They're that afraid of getting infected. Uncle Victor hasn't spoken in over a week. His skin has turned to a flaky, oxidized crust, and his breathing is labored. I don't know how long he'll last. I hope for a miracle, but they seem increasingly rare these days. Even now, I can hear the metallic rattle of Aunt Hilda's joints. She keeps on smiling, even as the Iron Plague devours her without respite or mercy. All I can do is pray the disease doesn't take them all. If there's any chance to save them from this awful death, I'll take it, no matter the cost. They raised me, after all. I can't stand by and do nothing. Silence! Oh, what about this one? Right in the middle of the chaos you created. My journey has led to my meeting both magicians and technologists, and to question everything going on around me. Is it fair to mistreat someone just because they're different? Why couldn't we have found some resolution, some middle ground? If a different road had been taken, there wouldn't be any Iron Plague. Do you honestly think no one tried to prevent this bloodshed? The laws binding reality were our only hope to stop this cruel fate from destroying us all. How dare you challenge them? And now we come to the proof that you're the one who started all this, that the whole debacle is your fault. The odds are not good, I know, but it still bothers me that there's been no word from any of the emigrants to the New World. So I've decided to risk it. They're not asking much in return, after all. Only the unwoven filament. The task should be no challenge for someone like me. There it is, in your own words. You're nothing but a thief. Silence. These are your words. I smuggled the unwoven filament onto a ship heading for the New World to the Tatterhold seaport. There I will meet with Red Simon's contact.
The interminable voyage from the old world is finally over, and the relentless seasickness has at last slackened its grip. You inhale deeply and let the warm sea breeze fill your senses. The cries of gulls fill the air, alongside the chatter of folk on the bustling docks. Your heart quickens with anticipation as you take that first decisive step off the gangway. The new world awaits. But before you're free to embrace this new chapter in your life, there's the customs officer to deal with. A young man in an ill-fitting uniform presides, papers strewn before him on the wooden tabletop. With an air of long-practiced indifference, he begins to read from a crumpled form.
Good day to you, sir or madam. Let me be the first to welcome you to the New World, a place without poverty, hunger, or war, a place where everyone can achieve their dreams, etc., etc. You can become anyone you wish in the New World, a warrior, a magician, the president. Together we can make this the perfect home for everyone, a place where anything... Please, pass me your documents and join the line. I have no idea who Mick Mortensen is, but the meeting point is over there. You can ask around for him, I guess. An elf, then. Welcome to the New World. Here we know that elves are a wise and ancient race. Hopefully you will become part of our modern society. Please ignore anyone who treats you with prejudice. And not all elves are antiquated warlocks, right? Please step forward for a customs check. We need to make sure you're not carrying anything illegal. Oh, damn, I forgot to explain our laws. You can review them in the brochure, but since you're in a hurry, I'll read you the highlights myself.
The uniformed young man isn't listening. He scrupulously recites the laws of the New World from a glossy pamphlet. This process is long and tedious, but what can you do about it? You just have to stand and wait. But once he's done, you're armed with a deep understanding of the laws of the New World.
Surface inspection indicates the new arrival is not a magical being, has no visible signs of corruption, and no evident symptoms of the Iron Plague. Nor do I observe any kind of smoke, magical glow, unusual light refraction, or other manifestations of illegal or unregistered magical artifact. Looks like we're done here. Head on through, and good luck in the New World. Don't break the law and don't join any magical terrorist organizations. Have a good day. Feeling lucky, folks? Place your bets on Michael Mortensen. Odds are 5-1 against.
You're certain that fellow holding the Crimson Arrow sign just announced the very person you're supposed to meet on the docks?
was a real cracker. Up until your grand entrance, that is. My sniffer feels like a plate of mashed taters now. And I'm not loving it. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad you're here. But you could have chosen a less no-stumping moment, huh? I've been watching for your arrival. And not just for the past few hours, I'll tell you that. Your ship was delayed, and I've been waiting for days. So to pass the time, I thought, why not have a little fun and pocket some coin along the way? Boxing, my friend, is as straight up as it gets. And when it comes to honest money, it's easy picking. All right, it seems we got off to a bit of a rocky start. Let's wipe the slate clean. Mr. Simon told me a little bit about you. Now it's time I introduce myself. Name's Michael Mortensen, but mostly folks call me Mick Rosie. I work for Mr. Simon, managing his business affairs now and then. And you? Well met indeed. Now, let's get down to brass tacks. In the new world, everyone's got a debt hanging over their head. Me, for example, I have to get you to Mr. Simon. But there's a snag. I took a beating, and now I owe Ernie. Ernie's the bloke with the purse and the trusty notebook. Don't take this the wrong way, mate. Not holding a grudge or anything, but I got knocked out because of you. It's a bit of a tangled tale, but now it's you who's got a debt to settle with Ernie. We're not going anywhere until that's taken care of. You follow me? Splendid. We can go now. By the way, where's your suitcase? Mr. Simon said you would have one. Did you pick it up yet? No need to fret. Mr. Simon's got connections with the right folks. We've got a plan in the works. Right. Let's head over there. I'll follow you.
Oh. A police officer in a flashy tech outfit stands on the stoop, engaged in a quiet tete-a-tete with a man. For some reason, this piques Nick's interest.
Listen up, partner. I gotta sort a little something out with Jimmy. But I'll be back in 2 shakes, don't you worry. Yeah, I did. But I'll be quick, partner, I swear. That bastard owes me a debt. Taking care of this little errand is gonna put me in better shape. And that's gonna benefit you and Mr. Simon. I had a feeling we were gonna get along. Hey, Jimmy, my man.
The cop startles at Nick's exclamation, his countenance darkening as he looks up at the imposing giant. It's abundantly clear that he's less than thrilled by Nick's appearance.
What do you want, Mortensen?
Jimmy, you owe me a little something. And since I'm in the neighborhood, I thought I'd cash in.
The policeman's face grows another shade darker as he forces a smile onto his face.
Yeah, I think we need to have a little one-on-one off the record.
The policeman nods pointedly in your direction. The policeman's eyes are darting about, and he's breathing in harsh gasps.
Ha! My partner likes getting down to brass tacks. Knew we were on the same page, buddy.
Without ever taking his eyes off the policeman's, Mick wordlessly extends an open hand. Jimmy hesitates, but only briefly, his gaze snapping from the towering giant to you, then back again. Finally, he lets out a long, reluctant sigh and drops the mysterious package into Mick's massive paw.
Damn it. Here, take a gag on it, you bastard.
Mick grins with satisfaction.
And keep this between you and me, all right? Not a word to another living soul.
I understand. I'm not a kid in short pants, you know. How do I put it? To stay in prime condition like this requires a little something extra. Old Jimbo and me, we've got some history. Every now and then, I can touch him up for something good. He ain't as rotten as some of the other cops. But you gotta show backbone, or he'll rob you blind. Hold on a sec. There's something I've gotta take care of.
Mick carefully unwraps the parcel to reveal a tiny heap of crystalline powder. It shimmers with different colors in the sunlight.
Orphan. I'd have never made it through the mines without it. I was popping every single day. The work was that brutal. Thankfully, one of them flying critters was a friend of mine.
Mick expertly snorts up a dose of orphan, and a blissful grin takes over his face.
Feel like giving it a shot? It'll toughen you up.
Orphan is a potent drug which amps up your strength and reactions, but leads to a painful aftermath later. Moreover, it's highly addictive.
Haha, you won't regret it.
This dwarf is openly weeping, anguish etched on his face. He's surrounded by drained wine bottles, each a testament to his despair. As you draw closer, a noxious but familiar odor wafts over you, the acrid tang of rotgut, the cheapest of spirits. Totally plastered, the dwarf is wallowing in his misery.
Stop bothering me! Damn it! What do you want? Your bags? Nobody cared a fig about Finley McClatchy as long as everything was working. Nobody! Only when it all broke down did they start going, Finley, can you help me with my suitcase? Finley, can you find my purse? What do you want? Let me guess. Is it luggage? I just bet you want some fucking luggage. Stop pretending that you care. No one does. No one! Better just leave me alone. It's so frustrating. All anybody sees is a dwarf wrangling bags and suitcases. For 10 long years, I've been handing people their stuff, day in and day out. And you know, I try to entertain people landing here after a long journey. I try to be friendly. Sometimes, when I hand them their bags, I smile like an alligator. Sometimes, I frown like a grieving widow. But guess what, mate? No one gives a shit. No one cares about this foolish dwarf. No one wants to get to know a simple baggage handler. You'll get your luggage. Can't you see the belt's not working? As soon as the conveyor... Leave me alone! Okay. I'll fix it. Just give me a few minutes, will you?
You catch the sounds of a heated argument in the square, where a well-dressed dandy is shouting at a syndicate agent. Looks like things are about to get physical.
This is unthinkable! Absolutely not! I'm not going to do it! Your edits are a mockery of the performing arts.
Richard, it seems you misunderstood me.
Whoa, not so fast, Will. It's Richard Maxwell Gracefield Paracy III to you! That's Paracy with an E!
No, of course. But you're deeply mistaken if you think we're asking your opinion on this. The head of the Eastern Syndicate must see the correct version of this play, the one we know he will enjoy. We've already made all the necessary changes. We hired you to direct this performance, and you will do what we tell you to do. Period.
Oh, this is positively scandalous! You're making me dizzy. I think I'm going to faint.
That's the end of this conversation. I trust we understand each other now.
Oh, my vision is going blurry! And my legs, they're failing me! Oh, I'm going to pass out!
Richard Maxwell Gracefield Parazy III closes his eyes and dramatically flops to the ground. The Syndicate envoy bends over and discreetly places a folder full of papers in the director's hands. Then, after spitting disdainfully to one side, he departs, leaving the director to his feigned unconsciousness. As you watch, the director's right eye opens the merest crack, followed by the left, each lid rising cautiously. His gaze fixes upon you for a moment.
That imbecile is gone, right? The goddamn ass-licker! He's going to pay for trying to force his gibberish on me! A douchebag who's never even had a manicure! Can you believe it?
Richard Maxwell Gracefield Parazy III, in his characteristically nonchalant fashion, fans himself with a thick folder, yet his gaze remains locked on me.
Ah, Mickey, a radiant Rosie. And who's this you've got tagging along? I'm running a smidge low on those little pick-me-ups, like. But give me 2 sunrises and we'll be flying high again.
Richard, can't you ever keep your trap shut? That's got nothing to do with our business right now. Got it?
I see. What do you want then? He's not a man. More like an automaton working for Director Zindo. Yes, a machine in human form without a soul or a heart or a conscience. One that tarnishes true art with written mutilations. Oh, why did I agree to the Syndicate's offer? Well, they can wipe their asses with their filthy money. Nothing they can offer will make me cater to their whims. My talent is bleeding out because of them. See? My nose is running again. Assistant? I thought the world was going to end before you finally showed up. Where the heck have you been? No, don't answer that. I don't care. The whole place is going to hell. The local branch of the Syndicate wants to make changes to my script to please their big boss, the head of the Eastern Syndicate. My script of my play. They want to murder my entire artistic aesthetic with their propaganda. Moreover, there's no way the actors can learn new lines in such a short time. Especially these actors. Have you seen them around, by the way?
Richard Maxwell Gracefield Parazy III wrings his hands nervously, but when his gaze returns to you, his eyes come to a sharp focus.
Why are you still standing here? Why aren't you racing around solving my problems and carrying out my orders? Listen up, pal. You're my assistant, and you're going to do what I tell you. A good assistant needs to guess the maestro's wishes. Things must proceed smoothly so I can concentrate on the performance and bask in the applause. Is that clear enough for you? Can't you see? They're all drunkards! I will never, I repeat, never work with a provincial troupe ever again. It's almost showtime, but I don't see them getting ready backstage. They're probably wandering around someplace in a daze. Find them. Here's a list with all their names. Yes, of course. We don't have a budget for extra expenses, but I'll give you something out of my own pocket. How would I know? They must be hanging around somewhere nearby. I haven't seen them for a few hours now, and I'm worried they're going to be late for the show. I gave you a list of names. You've got a mouth, you've got 2 legs, ask around. Fantastic! Now move, move, move. We're running out of time. you're back! Have you solved my problems yet? What took you so long? There's only minutes left until the show starts and the actors aren't ready! There wasn't any time for them to study the Syndicate's nightmare script. This is going to be a disaster. I'm picturing it already. My Violet forgetting her lines in front of everyone. Listen, you're my last hope. I need you to work as our prompter. I'm sure you can distinguish between my masterpiece and the Syndicate's disgusting propaganda.
Well, this has got to be your magnum opus.
Did you say something, Giant? Go to the prompter's booth and get to work. And hurry up! Hey, hello there, fiery gentlemen and divine ladies. Welcome to the exclusive, incredible, and ultra-modern New World. I hope your trip here was as magical as my new hairstyle. Yes, I heard about those few small bumps you faced along the way, but that's all in the past. It's time to move forward into the future. Now, hold on tight, my friends, because the real star is about to appear. The boss of the gigantic Eastern Syndicate, the incomparable Wayne Zindo! Take the microphone, Director Zindo, please.
Welcome, newcomers, to our land. A land that lives and breathes freedom. At this point, I would normally be handing you a glass of wine while we all relax and have a nice chat, but today's circumstances call for a little improvisation. As you may have guessed, we've had a small problem with transportation. The train to New Ark has been delayed, but don't worry. Letta Jean and her team are already addressing this unpleasant issue. And when our system-wide automation is complete, such inconveniences will be nothing but a memory. You'll reach New Ark eventually, and I guarantee it will be all the more thrilling for the wait. In the interim, the Syndicate has prepared a special gift for you. A drama arranged by New Ark's acclaimed stage director, Richard Maxwell Gracefield Parisi III. Mr. Gracefield Parisi and his troupe will put on a performance of The Broken Heart of the Enchanted Beast. I hope you enjoy it as much as I know I will.
You've got the play's script in hand, though not a single line has managed to evade the conspicuous scrawl of a red pen. Zindo's underlings have revised the entire text, transforming the director's vision into an extended series of advertisements. Worse, the actors haven't had time to commit these revisions to memory. Now you must step into the spotlight and guide everyone through the tsunami of altered text. But first, you must decide whether to stick to the original script or navigate the Syndicate's adaptation.
Today, you will witness a love story unfold and a vicious trap sprung, all in a sea of blood. Let this be a warning for any who dare bridge the gap between technology and magic.
Nerio, dear Nerio, this love's a snare, for magic and technology clash and flare. They're realms apart, they shan't entwine. Yet, Mr. Zindo's new possibilities now may shine.
My sweetest violets, defy this decree. Magic smites thy world's knots to me.
Oh, Nerio, the Weaver's darkest blight. Their reckless magic turned day to night. We must respect the laws and ne'er sway. Or risk they'll lead us far astray.
Herald, mark my words, thou shalt see. Great power from the rifts mine shall be. Weaver's gifts, I'll claim them all. My might and magic, they shall enthrall.
Nerio, beware! This path is fraught with peril and darkness. Heed the thought! Heed the thought! In the realm of creation, automatons make their stance, and with a fair maiden's favor, best your magical pants.
My dear Gerald, thy fears I will ignore. I crave this magic and I must have more. And Violet's my heart's desire. Her love and power shall all conspire.
Violet! Fair Violet! I know her well. Her heart is in science, not some spell. To woo her with magic would be a ruse, and such dark intentions she must refuse. Young hearts entangled in this perilous strife. A clash of realms portends doom in life. If Nerio has forsaken magic, trust in the Syndicate's might. Zindo could have saved his mind amidst this perilous fight.
Nerio, dear Nerio, we must now part ways. For magic's darkness obscures your gaze. The laws decree, in sorrow we must part. A love so pure, fallen to blackest art.
No, Violet! Can't break free, it's clear. My soul is bound to dark magic. My dear.
Oh, Nerio! Your transformation's too extreme. An abhorred mage, a nightmarish gleam. We can't bridge the gap betwixt realms so vast. For magic and tech allied can't last.
Beware of magic, upright and fair. It tempts and beguiles, but can't truly care. Love or friendship with a mage are bare. In the blink of an eye, mage turns nightmare.
This is a disaster! A complete failure!
As if from nowhere, a woman's voice calls out to you. You turn to find a woman standing right beside you. You're all but certain she wasn't there until the moment she spoke.
Hey, guys! Hello? Are you friends with Director Zindo?
She is a Hellfire occultist, though she doesn't display any obvious signs of becoming an abhorred. The way her clothes hang suggests she could be hiding some sickness. Her garments are quite dusty, indicating she's recently arrived in town, and probably not by sea. Very curious. What might have led a Hellfire occultist mage to the Tatterhold slums?
Hey, buddy. Didn't your mom ever tell you not to chat up people you don't know? Especially those throwing around all kinds of questions? I've handled my fair share of these types. Maybe you'd best let me talk to her.
When you turn from your brief exchange with Mick, you find that your counterpart has vanished just as quickly as she appeared. Judging by everyone else's reaction, or lack thereof, they didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. After carefully scanning your surroundings, you spy the faintest sign of footprints, presumably belonging to your new acquaintance. You can't tell where they lead, but it does confirm the woman was physically standing here a moment ago.
Hey, why so hostile all of a sudden? How about we grab a beer, light ourselves a peace pipe, and talk it out? Or you could just chill. It's nothing out of the ordinary, partner. Not for these parts, anyway. It pays to be prepared for anything, especially the unexpected. Welcome to the Tatterhold slums, once a pirate haven, back door to the new world. This quarter used to be the source for all things contraband, drugs, fugitives, magical creatures, and everything else that makes life interesting. Things aren't quite as lively since the Syndicate rolled in, but you might still find something to your liking. We've got the Quiet Bay Bar, the Wet Harbor Brothel if you're looking for some extracurricular activities. And if you ever need a bigger gun, the Syndicate even set up a factory with an automaton production line. That would be a wise purchase, trust me. The streets are filthy with bandits and muggers here. All kinds of roaming gangs will try to corner you if they smell money. And have you heard about the drowners? The curse that cluster around the shipyard? Some days they outnumber the pigeons and mice combined. I wouldn't say mages are common exactly, but they're around and they're not in hiding. Then there's plenty of folks from the old world too, like Old Man Rubiek, a local attraction who lives under the bridge. Hard to miss him. Mr. Simon runs the show here, of course. Speaking of which, let's not keep him waiting, huh? It's not the best joint I've seen, but it ain't a rip-off either. You get what you pay for, you know? If you're feeling lucky and want to play the venereal disease roulette, that's the spot. And off we go.
Hey, Eddie, you heard anything about a circus rolling into town?
Nah, haven't caught wind of it. Damn, just look at that guy. Is that a face or what? Just like my mother-in-law when me and Lizzie were marrying, right? Hey.
The policemen start laughing, apparently blocking the way for the strange crowd led by the dwarf. Everyone but him appears utterly devoid of comprehension. In a bizarre reaction to the jest, the dwarf begins gesticulating with an air of near hysteria.
Let us in! Let us in! I must speak to Director Zindo immediately. The horrors, pure horrors, I tell you. I've got secrets to tell, dreadful secrets. I've seen them. I have proof. People vanishing, poof, without a trace. Leslie, it's a nightmare. What seemed like a great mind is but a sham. Awful, awful deeds. He's actually a fake. Little ones, old ones, entire families.
Don't trouble yourself. It's just another loon, probably hiring an orphan or something.
The dwarf begins to almost drown in the incoherent flow of words.
There's no time for that. No time at all.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. They don't wanna see me care. Anytime I make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that. I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb, and I think that the pain that's deep inside is what defines. So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I don't care what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I could fall flat on my face and I swear I will get back up, cause I don't deserve a thing and the road ahead is tough. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. Then it's your chance to be ruthless.
Oi! Bloody hell, are you hearing me? Operator? Flipping hell. Oi, operator! Get me Vinny Peg on the blower, would ya? Now! Or do you reckon I'm just gonna hang about here all night? Apologies, sure. I'm on hold here.
Observe closely. A stout dwarf, his beard as fiery as the plumage of a phoenix, is deeply engaged in a telephonic exchange. Ah, now he spotted you. A raised index finger. The universal gesture to wait. For an ephemeral tick of the clock, the very particulate in the air around you seems to have frozen in time.
Oi, Vinny, is that you? Nah, don't be daft. Vinny, listen here, mate. We're all in the same boat, ain't we? I get it. You're a bit knackered with these syndicate blokes nosing around. But it's my gear what's been gathering dust in your lockup, innit? Vinny boy, tune in and drop the bollocks. Try and hustle me and you might end up underground, right alongside my contraband. You getting the picture? Hey, Vin? Steady on, Vin. Stay sharp out there, yeah? Oi, how's Auntie Judith? She all right? That remedy I sorted for her, doing the job? Those puffy legs of hers slimmed out yet? Vinny? Vinny? Oh, bollocks.
Hey, boss. We're back to give you the lowdown. That gizmo you wanted is snug inside our guest suitcase. The very one partner's holding right now. Nothing but smooth sailing on my end.
Oi, there you are. How's the land of freedom treating you, mate? Look at you. I never expected Hilda's ward to grow up so fast. How was the trip? Got a warm welcome, I hope. Oi, look at that. That's how it's done, mate. And that grip, blimey. Mick, that's what you call a genuine continental grip. Fierce, like Darling Nine yanking you by the...
Boss, easy there, whoa!
Hey, pardon? Oh, right. What do I mean? Let me lay it out for you, Mick. They ain't got a grip like that in the New World. They're too courteous, all guarded like, know what I mean? There's no true connection. Okay, you can unhand me now, champ. So how was the landing? Everything went smoothly, I trust?
You bet, boss. Smooth as silk. The goods, locked in the case. And the case, with our visitor. It was a flawless play. And all thanks to my undeniable charm.
Despite the warmth in Simon's eyes, there's something obsidian hard in the stare he's aiming at Michael. It's clear Mr. Simon sees right through Mick's feeble subterfuge.
Really now? That's rich, Michael. Bloody rich. Surely we're not heading down that familiar old rabbit hole again?
I wouldn't dream of it, boss. 4 days I spent squatting on that pier, eyeballing that ship. I got a bit restless, so I stirred the pot with some brawlers who hang around the port. Took a punch to the sniffer, too. Did you notice?
There's an unmistakable glint of gratitude in Mick's eyes as they meet yours.
Listen up, pal. Let me give you the score. Life ain't no bleeding storybook where everything's all nice and neat and orderly. Blokes falter, trip up, hit the deck, and sometimes they don't bounce back. But there's one sturdy lad you can always count on. That's our Michael. I believe I'm starting to take a shine to you. That's our style, mate. Straight off the boat and right down to business. All right. However you got here, you're in the fold now. So let's have a toast, eh? Here's to the pair of us, the grand old continent, and the road that lies ahead.
Having declared his toast, it's evident that Red Simon is wholly committed and will brook no deviation from the ritual at hand. With a practiced flutter, Simon fills 3 glasses to the brim. He downs one, refills it, and repeats the ritual. Only after his 3rd pour does he turn to present the remaining drinks.
Here's to the fresh face.
Oh, yeah.
Oi, mate, back in the old world, we've got this saying. Never get between a dwarf and his pint. Ease up. Think of our current gig as the opening shuffle. Can't make a journey without that first stride, can ya? All right, lend an ear. Picture young me, fresh off the boat, wide-eyed and fancy-free, a pioneer through and through. Didn't know a single soul in these parts. It was all on my shoulders. Every lesson and every scar was hard-earned. But tally it up now and look at the man before you. A dwarf of principle and honour. But fear not, mate. I'm gonna lay it all out for you. So get scribbling. The do's, the don'ts, the beasties that lurk in the shadows, and even what colour trousers best suits the game here.
Simon tops off his drink, draining the last of the spirits. There's a moment of silent love for the empty bottle before he swiftly discards it, and he's back in the narrative river, puffs of cigar smoke punctuating his words.
You got any clue at all what the New World's game is, mate? This bloody continent. It's a massive metaphorical melting pot, and it stews up every sod that lands here, every last one. Stick around and you're stamped with the Citizen of the New World label, see? Wizards, tech heads, sketchy figures, ladies of the night, and yes, even those pesky goblins. The whole lot of them. They're all jostling and using one another, all chasing that grand dream. Doesn't matter what your dream is. What you've got to keep fixed in your noggin is that to reach it, you need the whole motley crew. Every bleeding one of them. And here's the kicker. From one old-timer to another. Every single one of them needs a bit of you in the mix. Boy, I'm talking too much. Let's get down to business. You brought the artifact, yeah? How am I supposed to know what's what, eh? There's a bleeding boatload of artifacts out there, some buzzing with power, some just taking up space. Once we get it to the capital, we'll grill the buyer. Maybe when you're using it for idle chit-chat, the clock's hand decides to take a break.
Simon is extremely gentle with the suitcase, as though it contained armed explosives. Turning it towards himself, he opens it, and a subdued radiance bathes his face in a golden glow.
You think Fortune's smiling on us, boss?
What's that?
Boss?
Yeah, Fortune is smiling on us today. Incredible, ain't it? Never did get much of all that wizardry stuff. But they do have a knack for dressing smart, don't they? Mages have got that flair, no doubt.
Simon swiftly snaps the suitcase shut and stows it out of sight.
Now for the less than jolly part of our tale. There's a group round these parts, goes by the name Arcane Tribunal. A bunch of magical purists causing a ruckus for the Syndicate. You'll find the Tech Syndicate's fingerprints all over anything remotely magical. Not a single artifact slips past them, especially without the right papers. There's a top-notch magical item detector at the station. The plan was simple. Grab a suitcase, jump on a train, head to the capital, and call it a day. But now, mate, we've got ourselves a wee snag. Everything was running smoothly. Had my own people everywhere. No clouds on the horizon. Then, about a week ago, a train conks out and they can't get it running again. Director Zindo himself drops in and takes charge. Now his lot's taking over all the key posts at lightning speed. Absolute migraine for our little operation, I tell you. So those bloomin' Syndicate brass planted their own bloke, Alazar Cogsmith, right in the supervisor's seat. And what's his first move? He sacks my bloke, of course. My Tobias is a fine fellow, and never one to pass up a drink. Could hold his own on just about any subject. And when it comes to running the magic detector at customs, he always knew how to keep his mouth shut and where not to poke around. You follow? Now we've got this fresh face, Harold Fugar, with his own agenda. He's already shipped 4 loads to the warehouse, says he's running his own show and wants nothing to do with me. If he gets the slightest inkling that something's off in the cargo, our little adventure's over. Oh, sure it will. Just about a month back, some gent tried to smuggle a goblin in as a migrant worker. You know how he did it? He magicked the poor critter into air, then trapped it in a jar. And what do you think happened next? That gizmo detected a magical presence in the jar right away. So if I were you, I wouldn't tempt fate. A genuine business gent always comes prepared. This round, I need your hands on deck. You're fresh blood round these parts. No reputation to speak of and no debts. You're a clean slate. Catch my drift? What I need is to get my Newman back into the railway business. What I need is to get my Newman back into the railroad business. I need someone I can rely on to conveniently overlook your magical baggage. All right, step one. Get rid of Newman's stand-in, Harold Fugger, and have a chat with Tobias. He should be ready to get back to work. Here are their addresses. Nick will tag along and cover your rear. Off you go. Best of luck, and keep a sharp eye out for trouble.
Inside the grimy hovel, a man's form leans heavily upon a table. His trembling grip suggests he could collapse at any moment. Empty bottles are scattered around the room, signs of a losing battle with alcohol-induced delirium. And directly across from this man...
What the hell? Did I get a knock on the head? Or are you seeing that green fairy too?
Ah! It appears we have company, my dear Mr. Newman. Would you care to join us? I happen to have with me the most exquisite moonshine you will ever taste, crafted in the Free States and distilled with the essence of pure magic. Utterly ethereal, I assure you.
My wife's gonna murder me for this.
Indeed, Toby, indeed. Here's to the two of us!
Unable to support his own weight any longer, Toby crumples until his head comes to rest on the table with a thud. The fairy shakes his little head disapprovingly and refills his glass. Toby Newman doesn't so much as flutter an eyelid as you decant the alcohol over his head. The ethereal moonshine cascades down his jaw to drip steadily upon the tabletop, but the man remains perfectly still, lost in his own world.
Pray tell, what compelled you to engage in such barbarism?
The green fairy produces another identical bottle, seemingly out of nowhere. Tobias Newman remains oblivious, but the fairy plainly finds your proposition distasteful.
I must respectfully decline. Mr. Newman is in the midst of a critical tasting session for my latest product. His capacity for imbibing my moonshine is truly remarkable. A toast to your remarkable stamina, Toby! Let us set aside any thoughts about your wife, that lamentable woman. She obviously does not appreciate your true worth. Don't you agree?
Yeah. This doesn't look good, partner. The fairy's got a real hold on this guy. He's gonna drown himself in booze.
Indeed, you're right. That awful harridan tried to lead Tobias away from the pleasures of drink, if you can believe it. If I have my druthers, she'll never darken our door again, mark my words! Very well, my dear. If you can find someone truly worthy, someone capable of withstanding my potent moonshine, then I say bring this hero forth. Back for more, I see. Ooh.
Why? Mr. Bramblebrew proffers a brimful glass of his enigmatic liquor. It takes but one sip to know that this enchanted moonshine is truly extraordinary. It's far better than one would normally expect from a homemade brew. Though you've only had a taste, you feel slightly disoriented.
Yes, very good. Do have more. Cheers to us!
The fairy downs another glass with great enthusiasm and waits eagerly for you to do the same. The green fairy's wings droop in disappointment. With a snap of his fingers, he expunges the alcohol's effects from your mind.